Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday evening to you. It's Region Weather Meteorologist Matt Wintz with the forecast here on Region Weather Live. Good to be back with you tonight. I hope you guys had a good weekend. Boy, we've just kind of jumped into it. Feels like summer around here. We were in the 80s last 2 days. Today we were in the 70s. And if you haven't been outside this afternoon or this evening, it's markedly different outside. The wind is turned off of Lake Michigan. And we have much drier air moving in. Dew points have fallen they were in the 60s, which indicates some humidity around, and they've fallen into the 30s and 40s. There's some very dry air. It's going to be very brief. So we have a lot to talk about here because not only do I want to hint on storm chances, because there are some chances of severe weather the next 2 days, but I also want to go long term. We can already get a good look at Memorial Day weekend, what that looks like. That's crazy to say already. So we'll talk about that. I want to talk about drought. A lot of you planting, right? Getting stuff in the ground. Where do we stand? We have a lot of farmers in the region as well. Where do we stand in terms of precip? Obviously, it's been really wet, but how wet? And where's the drought in the U.S.? What are we kind of looking forward to in terms of summer? Just a lot to cover tonight, okay? So that being said, let me get to my sponsors real quick. Guys, again, they're amazing. They're all local, family-owned folks in Northwest Indiana. So please take care of them. They're just awesome. Let's start at the top. Minogue.life, navigating the world of Medicare, Medicaid, life insurance, all that stuff. It's not easy. It's a mess. All right. And you need someone who has been doing it for years to guide you and let you know if you're wasting your money on life insurance or if you need, or what kind of Medicare or Medicaid you need, all that stuff. And thankfully, we have someone that has been doing that for years. Meet Michael. He's the mind behind Minogue.life. And he's been helping people for a long time around this kind of just crazy issue. There's just so many rules, and you can get so much stuff on Google searches about all of it that just doesn't make sense. It's mind-blowing. So he will set it straight. He can help you out with stuff like that. So just go to Minogue.life. That's the website to go to. He'll give you a free consultation. Super nice guy. You can literally chat with him like you've known him for 20 years, but he'll help you navigate that weird world of life insurance and healthcare that is so confusing to a lot of people. So Minogue.life. PSA, that's our public service adjusters. If you haven't heard of them, where have you been? They're amazing, you guys. We have a lot of basement flooding in Northwest Indiana right now. If you have an insurance claim, all right, and this is how they work, okay? If you have an insurance claim, typically you'd go to your insurance company and you'd say, hey, my basement flooded, or hey, my fence broke, or hey, this happened, right? Don't do that. Instead of going to your insurance company, go to them first. What they act as is the in-between between you and your insurance company, and they will fight to get you more money. They'll also take the headache out of it, and they'll do everything from taking pictures to making sure you get as much as you deserve and getting the process fixed. They're awesome. And if you check out their website, everyone has given them 5-star reviews. And it's not one of those cheap Amazon products that people get paid to give them 5-star reviews. It literally is a hidden secret in Northwest Indiana. It's publicserviceadjusting.com. They're all local to Northwest Indiana, licensed insured adjusters. They're awesome. They all have families in the region. They're just great. Publicserviceadjusting.com, place to go there. Guys, it's AC season around here. All right. Ewing Mechanical Services is on it. They have a $69 tune-up and cleaning of your current AC system. Let's say you need a new AC. They will get it installed in the month of May, still some time left, and this is only a special for May, but they'll get you a brand new AC installed for $3,900. That includes labor, which is crazy awesome. They're just doing work around the clock right now, getting people ready to stay nice and cool this summer. So whether you need your AC tuned up or whether you need a new system, EwingMech.com is the place to go. You can schedule online. You can give them a call if you want. They're awesome. Rave reviews around them as well. Tiger Plumbing, if you guys need a plumber, tigerplumbing.net is the place to go. They come out for free. They don't charge trip fees, which is amazing. They're great. They're just fun. I mean, they make plumbing fun. plumbing's not fun, all right, especially when you're dealing with toilets. But they just make it awesome. And you can schedule online. You can see who's coming. They're great. Again, if you have a problem, anything's dripping, your outdoor spigots as you're getting the gardens ready to go, if they're dripping all over the place, get them fixed. Just have Tiger Plumbing come out for free. They'll let you know how much it is to put new stuff in, okay? And then finally, last but not least, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. They've been serving Northwest Indiana for a long time. Family, local-owned business. They're great. New Jeeps on the lot, ready to go. You can take the doors off. You can take the ceiling off if you want. Kind of creepy to me, but they're pretty awesome if you're riding around in 80-degree weather. Again, Grieger's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Valparaiso. All right, want to say hi to my early birds here. We have Andrew. You're on early. Good evening to you, buddy. Mary, good evening to you. Darlene, thanks for joining us on our YouTube channel. Hi, Ethan. Good to be with you there, buddy. Susan, good evening to you. Mark's with us. Jill's with us. Maxwell's here tonight. Derek, doing great, buddy. I hope you're doing well as well. Miranda's with us. Hi, Miranda. Reedmo's with us on our YouTube channel. Carl, Linda, Tom. Yeah, Tom, interesting. We'll cover that. He's asking about severe weather. Kristen's with us tonight. There you go. And Gail's with us too. So Gail's here, so we can get started. All right. So good to be with you guys again. Let's jump into the map, shall we? Thanks for letting me get through our sponsors as well. They're just awesome. They deserve all the time in the world. Okay, here we go. So current setup across the U.S. right now, it's extremely summer-like. This just looks like a summer-like pattern across the U.S. This is the infrared satellite. So everything you see that's kind of popping, that you have the reds and the oranges and yellows, those are thunderstorm cloud tops. When they go really, really high in the atmosphere, they're colder. They get colder as you go up. And that's what shows up on here. So these are just explosive thunderstorm tops. Some of them upwards of 50,000 feet, like above where jets fly, right? We have some here locally. If you look down to the south, anywhere you are in the region, especially Newton, Jasper County, they're a little bit closer. But just down to the south, Benton County, down towards just north of Indianapolis, the Kokomo area, just south of us, there have been pretty explosive thunderstorms today. Nothing particularly severe. Some of them have been on the stronger side, but this is along a frontal boundary. So you can look south and you can see the big cumulonimbus clouds kind of up in the sky. I know our sun's setting, so there's that. But anyway, real decent storms just south of us, just outside the region. And that's along a cold front. And so there's a cold front kind of draped across Lake Erie. It comes through areas of northern Indiana. That's why we have the cool air off the lake here tonight. It's going to be very short-lived. This whole thing connects with a warm front that goes back down towards Illinois, back into Iowa. That warm front comes north tomorrow. So our humidity surges again tomorrow. Our temperatures surge again tomorrow. And wouldn't you know it, our storm threat exists. And then out towards the west, there's a series of frontal boundaries. None of them are going to make good progress eastward, but each one is going to bring us kind of a wave or a chance of some showers and thunderstorms until we finally get a kind of the clearing portion of it, the thing that shoves all this humidity out and clears us out, kind of resets it. That moves through Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. So it's not until Wednesday that we kind of clear this muddy air mass out that's just, really producing storms everywhere. And then it's still cold out west. The west has not caught a break. That's our big setup right now. So in terms of severe weather expected, Kansas tonight. Notice how we don't have a huge threat here, but some thunderstorms in the forecast. Tomorrow is when it gets a little bit different. There's a little threat here, a slight threat across northwest Indiana and Chicago area. That's from a little wave that's going to kind of move along this front. So we'll talk about that first. And then the second thing we'll talk about is this clearing front, the one that comes through Tuesday night and Wednesday. And that brings a pretty decent risk for severe weather across a good portion of the central plains, the upper Midwest, central Midwest, and then you get into Indiana, and we've got it too. Notice how most severe threats go. This one is kind of fading as it moves in. Still a threat, but, more out towards the west. That kind of gives you an indication of what time this threat is going to be going through. And if you guessed it, if you've been with us long enough, it's going to be moving through later in the evening into the overnight where the timing's not exactly great. Not sure what happened to that map, but we got it back. All right, so let's go through time. We've got our thunderstorms tonight just down to our south. They're going to stay there as we go into the overnight into tomorrow morning. Can't rule out a thunderstorm or a shower tonight into tomorrow morning as that front settles south and then comes back as a warm front. Few and far between. I don't think the chances are real good for that. Our better chance arrives tomorrow afternoon. This little short wave, we call it in the weather world, is going to be kind of going along this front. Basically, it's an area of energy in the atmosphere that helps produce lift. And so we get a little daytime heating tomorrow. We have a pretty good chance of some thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. All right. Some of those could be on the strong side. Um, in terms of severe weather threat with tornadoes, tornado threat's pretty low from this. There's not much of a jet stream to work with. Most of the upper air dynamics, remember, the atmosphere is sandwiched. Okay, there's a bunch of different layers, and they all need to be doing the right thing to produce severe weather, especially tornadoes. And the upper levels of our sandwich, or the top bun, so to speak, there's not a lot going on. Okay, it's I don't know what you say in terms of sandwich terms. It's not much of a bun. It's like you have a brioche bun, and then you have like a cheap, I don't know. Never mind. Anyway, point being, there's not a lot of wind up above us here locally. It's all in the northern plains. So these storms aren't going to have a lot of punch to them in terms of tornadic activity or wind shear, but they do have a damaging wind and hail threat. Okay, that's kind of what we deal with this time of year. And so here's what we've got. Again, the HRRR is developing this later in the afternoon. Okay, so this is anytime after noon tomorrow. So we're talking afternoon into the evening tomorrow. There's our severe threat. And it develops a pretty good line of storms. And this would be tapping into some daytime heating. The HRRR has it coming through just before morning rush hour, or afternoon rush hour. So it'd be in the afternoon, and pretty good heating that time of day. That rolls through, and then there's just a couple more behind it. Not saying this is truth, but I like that model solution because shortwave's coming in, peak heating, boom, we get some storms. So tomorrow afternoon, again, want to be weather aware because we have the risk for some strong storms around here. Okay. And it's going to be hot tomorrow. I've got us at 85, I believe. Where are my numbers? I have my numbers somewhere. Here they are. I have us at 85 degrees tomorrow. So there's that with afternoon storms. So, okay. That moves through. All right. And then we kind of quiet down briefly. Here's a big complex that will likely develop tomorrow night into Tuesday morning out in the plains. And then what happens is we watch that track east as we go on into Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, and then Wednesday. This is really the big threat in terms of this week nationally. All right, is going to be, I mean, they've got one in Kansas tonight, but aside from that, there's a big threat, and it comes with this out in the plains Tuesday. Okay, frontal boundary will be pushing east, fronts back here, but you have these very fast-moving thunderstorms out ahead of it. And the difference Tuesday versus Monday is that we're going to have a jet stream involved on Tuesday. All right. So our upper level dynamics are going to be a little bit stronger. Not necessarily a big tornado threat, although there would be a tornado threat with that. It'd be more damaging winds as those clouds go in and tap into that jet stream up above us. Okay. So our severe threat on Tuesday is a little bit later. All right. It'd likely be Tuesday later afternoon is what I'm feeling right now, into the evening, into the overnight. So it'd be a little bit later threat. Okay. So that's what we're dealing with. All right. So let's see what we're dealing with here in terms of kind of long term. Let me take you through weather first. Oh, I didn't do weather. Let's look at this first. So what I want to do here is kind of plan out Memorial Day. Let's talk about this threat Tuesday, then we'll get to your Memorial Day. Okay. So here is our threat tomorrow. Okay. There's our storms tomorrow. This is the Euro. Here's our threat on Tuesday. This is it moving in Tuesday night. Okay, some kind of line of storms. And then on Wednesday, this front is through. Our wind is going to churn out of the northwest or the west. It's going to bring in much drier air. And we're comfortable starting Wednesday afternoon. We're dry. Thursday looks good as well. And Friday looks good as well. There'll be some action nearby. But what will happen is this front will go by and it's going to settle down to our south in the Tennessee Valley. Meanwhile, we have really nice air and some sunshine off towards the north, and they're getting all the storms down towards Tennessee. Problem for the weekend, though, is that this boundary at some point is going to start to come back. And there's another front coming in from the west. So all that kind of comes together to bring a storm chance for Memorial Day weekend. Friday, as of right now, looks dry. I think it's a little too early to call that, given the fact we have all these moving pieces around us. But Saturday, watch what happens on Saturday. Some kind of complex of storm, says the Euro, comes out of the northwest. That would be Saturday night and the Sunday. Again, this is an early look, and this is very highly subject to change just because of the fact there's a lot of moving pieces this time of year with thunderstorm complexes. All right, but you get the idea. We'll dry out later this week. We'll go dry for a while, probably through Friday, and then on into the weekend, we'll start to dance around with some storm chances, unfortunately. But what would a Memorial Day weekend be without storm chances, right? And you could see this model, which is the Euro, basically clears us out on from those storms Saturday night into Sunday. It clears us out Saturday or Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, and then on Monday for Memorial Day itself, it does have us dry. But look what's really close to us. I mean, there's stuff close by. So either way, it's going to be an active pattern this weekend. We'll be watching complexes of storms, But if you're having, picnic, get together, whatever it happens to be, I wouldn't cancel plans at all around it. It looks like no day is going to be a washout. There's just going to be scattered storms around it at times. Okay. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And in terms of temperatures, that's what I had pulled up. And I wanted to show you temps here because we kind of go all over the place. And see this dry air today. Here's our cooler numbers coming in tonight. Kind of interesting. We're right back to the warmth tomorrow. Okay, I got us in the mid 80s. Some of these numbers have been up near 90 degrees, so I think the models are underachieving. I don't think we'll get that warm tomorrow, but it will be a pretty warm day. The storms are going to hit at some point, so that's going to kind of keep our temperatures from getting any higher. And then we do the same thing again on Tuesday. I've got us mid 80s again. I've got us at 85. Could be warmer than that if the storms hold off until very late in the day. And then watch what happens with this front. This is what I want to show you. Front goes by, 80s go east. We're stuck in the 70s. It's just beautiful. If you want to take a trip, if you miss fall-like weather, go to areas like Duluth and the Northwoods of Wisconsin. They may not get out of the 40s for highs. Seriously, on Wednesday. They've got an incredibly cold air mass. It's not going to affect us, but it will up there. They'll have a wind off the lake too. And see this air mass up here? Look how cold it is. And it's not far off, but we'll be in the 70s. And I've got us at 74 on Wednesday, 78 on Thursday, 77 on Friday, cooler near the lake on Friday, 78 on Saturday, 79 on Sunday. So that's a pretty nice looking forecast. If you ask me, we don't have 90s in the forecast. We don't have sweltering heat yet. All right, two more things I want to show you here, then we'll answer your questions. This is dew points. So this is, to me, this map matters. I love talking about dew points. You can talk humidity, you can talk dew points. What dew point is dew point tells you whether it's muggy outside or not, okay? Humidity is based on glass half full, half empty. It's confusing, all right, if you're doing a humidity percentage. Dew point is a true number that tells you whether you're going to sweat when you go outside or not, okay? When dew points are in the 40s and 30s, which they are right now outside, it feels very dry. It's refreshing, right? When they're in the 50s and 60s, that's when you start to get humidity, right? 60s is humid. 50s, you can feel it. All right. 70s is tropical. That's where we go in the middle of summer. So watch what happens as we go through time. The yellows and oranges, that's the sticky stuff. Okay. That's the humidity that I know we deal with it every year, but if you had a preference between drier, comfortable air and humidity, I'm pretty sure most of us would take the drier air. Okay. So this is the stuff that, we don't really enjoy a whole lot. At least I don't. I'm getting older. But here it goes. It comes back tomorrow. So we go from real dry air tonight. So look at this. We're back at near 65 for a dew point tomorrow. So it's going to be muggy tomorrow afternoon again. All right. That stays around. So Monday and the Tuesday, this feeds the thunderstorms, right? Notice how we're in the mid to maybe even upper 60s for dew points on Tuesday. That's some humid air. Okay. And then here it comes. Here comes our little saving front here. This is Tuesday evening into Wednesday morning. Look at the change. We go from upper 60 dew points to 40s. This is very comfortable versus not comfortable. This sweeps through. So waking up early Wednesday morning, we might have a little bit of humidity left, and then we'll have falling humidity or dew points as we go throughout the day. Should be really comfortable around here by Wednesday afternoon. And then on to Thursday and Friday, notice how all the humidity stays down to the south, and that's where the storm chances are as well. So this is that real comfortable air mass that sets in. It kind of stays with us, and then into the weekend, we start to get these other fronts in here, so that'll play with it, okay? So hopefully that helps. We will bring back the Muggy Meter this week as well. The Muggy Meter shows all this on map form, okay? Last thing I want to talk about is drought, because a lot of us, obviously getting stuff in the ground. This is the time of year to do it. A lot of us got a head start this year. Probably could have planted a couple weeks ago. We haven't had any frost or anything like that. We're done with it. Our frost chance is done. Snow chance we don't even talk about. It's not even in the cards. And we look pretty mild over the next 7 to 10 days. So I don't see any risk for that. But in terms of drought itself, remember, we were dealing with moderately dry, and we had a slight drought across portions of mainly Illinois, but we had it here in the region to start our spring. It's completely gone. In fact, numbers, and we talked about this on the radio several times this week, we average this time of year, we average about 0.12 inches of rain per day. Okay. So that adds up. If you add it up, that's a little less than an inch of rain a week is how much we average. Okay. And right now, since March 1st, okay, it's been really rainy. We know that, but official numbers on it since March 1st, we're anywhere from 4 to 5 inches above average. Okay. That's way above average. So if you're putting that in terms of weeks, That's 4 to 5 weeks worth of rainfall we have in the ground. So we could go completely dry for 4 to 5 weeks right now, and we would still not be in a drought. All right. That's how much of a surplus we have in our ground right now. Doesn't always work that way, but still, just for reference sake. And then if you go back to January 1st, okay, since the beginning of the year, we're anywhere from 5 to 6 inches above average. All right. So kind of crazy, right? We've had a lot of rain around here. We really don't need much more. I do see kind of a drier pattern, obviously, this week outside of, our. And here's the deal: more days are going to be dry than not, but you get a thunderstorm that puts down an inch of rainfall, and you have your week's worth of rainfall. Okay, so overall, I do see a change in terms of some drier weather, more dry days than not, but we still have thunderstorm chances in the mix as well. So, so we do have a surplus in the ground. That's that. I would rather have a surplus, I think, than a deficit this time of year. To be honest, I know it's muddy outside in spots, and it's going to take a while to dry up. But that's that. So that's where we stand on that. Just want you to know kind of what's going on under our soil right now. Your plants should have no problem growing if you can keep them upright without falling over with the mud and the guck. Okay, so there's that. All right. Okay, let's answer your questions for you, and we'll get you on your way on this Sunday night. Certainly appreciate you guys spending your time with me. It means a lot that you take time out of your schedule to do this, so I do appreciate that. Let's see. Beautiful day today, says Penny. Olivia says, say hi to Duke. Hi, Duke. Weather obsessed son. I like that. Sounds like my twin. Hi, Duke. Keep studying weather, buddy. Weather is awesome. It always changes. You never have the same day. We never have the same broadcast either because it's always changing, right? Alvaro, you're welcome. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you joining us on our YouTube channel. It means a lot. Let's see. Julie says, how was my wife's Mother Day? Oh, it was good. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, for sure. She had a good one. I mean, I'm trying to think back. Yeah, she had a good Mother's Day. The kids don't behave, but there's that. It's interesting. We had a family get together today. It was my brother-in-law's birthday. And then this morning, I ran a half marathon, and I'm old. I'm getting older, and like I don't get injured very often. I don't get injured, and I've got an injury in my knee right now. Like I'm hobbling. I've got a brace on it. I'm like hobbling around. Something happened at mile 4, and it was like it started to hurt, and I'm like, oh no, this is going to be a really long race, and I don't know. I think it might be runner's knee. I was looking it up. But like something's rattling around in my knee. It feels like it's going to pop all the time, and it kind of hurts. Anyway, I don't know if we have any not chiropractors, but anyone that's in physical therapy on here. But we're gonna rest that knee. So that's that. Anyway, let's see. April hates humidity. Susan, there's a chance with the Indy 500. Yeah, I mean it's close. It's going to be close. So we'll see. Just have to keep an eye on the radar. David, too early to tell in terms of storms in Porter County. I mean, we'll have to keep an eye on the storms tomorrow, David, and then again on Tuesday. All right, those are the 2 days. Tomorrow's going to be more afternoonish as it looks right now. Tuesday's going to be a little later in the day as of right now. Timing can change on that based on when they develop and how caught up in the jet stream they get. So, Mark, you should be able to get some good riding time in this week. For sure. I think there'll be a lot of dry hours. It's just these kind of rounds of storm we have to go. They'll last maybe an hour or two, and then they're out of here. Let's see. Maxwell prefers humidity over dry air. There's that. Yeah, Jan, I feel you. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything. Mosquito season is the problem with all this rain we've been having. But yes, you don't have to water the plants, which is good. No, Tyler, I did not say drought. I just want us to know where we stand. No, we could go dry, Tyler. I don't know if you missed it. We could go dry and not have a drop of rain for about 4.5 weeks right now, and we wouldn't be in a drought, which is crazy. That's how much of a surplus we have right now. Maxwell, awesome. Yeah, Maxwell takes some great lightning pictures. So, Maxwell, this time of year, you know it as well as I. Just with the towering cumulonimbus clouds, you can get some great lightning shots out of those, especially if the sky's clear outside of that. It's certainly a good time of year to get some awesome thunderstorm photographs for sure. Jill, yeah, there's lots of talk. I feel like the cloud seeding chat is very similar to the chemtrail chat. There's crowds for both, and ultimately, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Yes, we have the capability to cloud seed, Some of these dramatic videos that I see online that go viral around cloud seeding and how they form hurricanes and big systems and floods and all that stuff, a lot of that's overdone, and they're showing dramatic video to get your attention when that's not how it works. That's not how it works. To be able to impact a huge storm system or bring flooding rains to somewhere, it's on the very small scale right now as a science. Although social media will tell you otherwise. There's that, and believe what you want. Um, but if we can cloud seed, can we fix the drought in the nation's corn belt? Can we please do that? I mean, this is going to affect the corn crop if we have a bad drought from Kansas up towards Iowa. So, you know, I understand it gets a lot of buzz because it's dramatic and there's a lot of people that are very passionate about it. I am not passionate about cloud seeding. Other people think that meteorologists know all these things and we're keeping things a secret, like the chemtrails, like we're getting poisoned from jets up above us and they're spraying chemicals all of us, and that I know that and I'm keeping it a secret. I don't know that, all right? And I'm not very passionate about those two topics because, frankly, I don't believe in them. I believe we can cloud seed, but I don't believe that they're doing that to cause drought and famine and all this stuff. So anyway, social media is crazy with it. Those are my thoughts, Jill. So there's that. You did, Rich. That's awesome. I see it. He said, I bought a Skylight digital picture frame for your mom. And I would recommend this for your spring and summer pictures. Yeah. Rich, we actually bought one. I think, yeah, we got it for both grandparents a couple of years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago now. And it is pretty cool. You email your picture and it shows up on their digital frame. The problem with that is it sounds like a great idea. We don't use ours very much. I mean, we don't send pictures that often. And I don't think that our grandmas turn it on very often. So it kind of just sits there, but it's a great idea. It really is, especially if everyone's on the same page and doing it for sure. Maxwell, yep, I agree with you. All right, guys, we'll let you go on this Sunday evening. I do appreciate you joining us. So again, we're going to be on it for you this week. Monday, severe weather threat, Tuesdays as well. Then we should quiet down for a little bit, and then it'll be more of a forecast towards what's going to happen for Memorial Day weekend. Okay, that's what we're going to be kind of focused on. Okay, regionweather.com. If you go there and you want a daily email specific for Northwest Indiana that I handcraft in the morning, if you want to see what kind of tired paragraph I type every morning and what graphic I make, regionweather.com is the place to go. You can sign up for email. It'll go right to your inbox every single morning. It'll say, hey, sunshine today, and it'll have a map of the local weather today. All stuff that I hand create. It's not from an app, okay? That can go right to your email. We only do one a day. It doesn't spam your inbox. So regionweather.com is the place to go for that. Also catch us on the radio side of things, X-Rock 103.9, Indiana 105.5, and Z 107.1. We've got daily talkbacks and questions and answers and forecasts on there from your local region weather meteorologist. Good times. Okay. All right. You guys enjoy your summer evening. Get outside, open up the windows tonight. It certainly is comfortable. Doesn't last long as we bring that humidity and storm chances back tomorrow. All right. Have a good Sunday evening.